Why do some free giveaways generate thousands of leads in a week, while other, more detailed assets are just dead on arrival? I mean, this is one of the most frustrating questions in all of marketing. If you've ever poured your heart and soul into creating something you thought was truly valuable, only to watch it completely flop, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Well, today we're going to answer that question. We're going to deconstruct the entire anatomy of a lead magnet that doesn't just convert, but actually goes viral. All right, let's dive in. Here's the roadmap for what we're going to cover. First, we'll tackle the paradox that trips up almost everyone. Then, we'll look at how the lead magnet was forced to evolve into something new. After that, we're going to pop the hood on the instant relief engine to see how it works. We'll get into the psychology, I'll give you a step-by-step blueprint to build your own, and we'll wrap up with the one mindset shift that changes everything. So let's start with the big one, the great lead magnet paradox. We're all taught that to win, you have to offer more value, right? More pages, more details, more depth. We think bigger is always better. But what we're about to see is that in that first, critical moment you meet a potential customer, the definition of value is completely different. And this misunderstanding is why most lead magnets fail before they even get a chance.
And this right here, this is the question that keeps marketers up at night. It feels completely backward, doesn't it? You spend weeks creating this massive, comprehensive, 100-page ebook. You pour all your expertise into it. You're convinced it's a masterpiece. And then, crickets. It just sits there. But then your competitor throws together a simple, one-page checklist, and it just explodes. It's maddening. But it all comes down to a mistaken belief that more content equals more value to a busy, skeptical person.
This visual just lays it all out perfectly. On the left, the huge ebook is basically assigning homework. It's saying, hey, there's value in here, somewhere. You just have to invest a ton of your time to go find it. It's a gamble. But look at the right side. The instant result tool isn't a promise of value later, it delivers a tangible result right now. And that's the whole game. One makes the user work for it, the other gives them an immediate win.
And this is the mindset shift that changes everything. You have to stop thinking of your funnel as a library where people browse for information. It's not. It's a vending machine. Your user puts in their coin, their email address, and they expect a tangible reward to drop out, instantly. They're not looking for a library card. They want the can of soda, now. It's not just about utility, it's about speed and specificity. So, you might be wondering, how did we even get here? This move from long-form content to instant results wasn't just some marketing trend we all jumped on. No, this was an evolution that was forced on us by a huge, irreversible change in how people behave and what they expect online. Let's take a look at how this all went down.
Think back to, say, the early 2010s. A free ebook was still kind of a novelty. Giving up an email for one felt like a great deal. But then, the floodgates opened. Our inboxes became absolute war zones, just buried under ultimate guides and free reports. All of a sudden, user skepticism went through the roof. Our email address became this precious thing we had to guard. Add in the rise of the impatient mobile user who wants answers in seconds, and boom, the old model was dead. Marketing had to adapt or die.
And so, the lead magnet had to evolve. It wasn't enough to just be a data collector anymore. It had to become the very first and maybe the most important transaction you have with a customer. It had to become a micro product. And the words here are so important. Complete, tiny, and instantly proves competence. See, this isn't a free sample. It's a fully functional small-scale solution that delivers an immediate win and makes them think, wow, if their free stuff is this good, what's their paid stuff like? Okay, now for the fun part. Let's pop the hood and look at the psychological engine that makes these micro products so ridiculously powerful. I promise you, this isn't magic. It's a carefully engineered process, a repeatable formula that's designed to tap directly into predictable patterns of human behavior.
And this is it. This is the four-stage psychological loop that powers every single successful microproduct. It starts by clearly articulating a sharp, acute pain, that nagging problem that keeps your user up at night. Then you make a laser-focused promise to solve that one specific thing. From there, you deliver instant relief, and that's the absolute key to this whole system. And finally, you package it all in a way that's easy to share, which kicks off that viral loop.
Let's really zero in on that specific promise part. A weak lead magnet says something vague, like learn to improve your ads. That feels like work. But a powerful one, like this example, is incredibly specific. It's not a course, it's a tool. It promises a single, tangible outcome, a fixed ad campaign, and it gives a specific time frame. That level of clarity is what cuts through all the noise and tells the user exactly what they're going to get.
And now we're at the most critical piece of the entire puzzle: instant relief. The metric we use for this is called time to value, or TTV. It's just a fancy way of saying, how long does it take for the user to get the benefit you promised? For a micro product to even have a chance at going viral, that TTV needs to be under 60 seconds. We're talking templates, calculators, quizzes, things where a tiny input from the user creates a huge, immediate output. That instant win is what turns a skeptic into a fan.
And when you nail this formula, the numbers are just staggering. We are not talking about a 20 or 30% conversion rate. A great micro product can see 50, 70, even 80% of people convert into leads. But honestly, conversion is just the start. The real magic is in the shareability. Success isn't just about getting an email, it's about creating something so satisfying that your users basically become your marketing team, sharing it with their friends and colleagues for free.
So why does this system work on us over and over again? What's going on in our brains? Well, it's all rooted in some really fundamental human psychology. Let's break down the core principles that give these little micro products so much power to persuade and convert.
The biggest driver here is loss aversion, but not about money. In today's world, people are way more afraid of losing their time than anything else. We think they're protecting their email address, but what they're really protecting is their calendar. A viral micro product completely flips the script on this. It presents an incredible deal. Give me your email, which is a tiny risk, and in return, I'll give you a solution right now that will save you hours of frustration. It totally de-risks the decision by valuing their time above all else.
That immediate win triggers another powerful principle: micro-commitment. You see, you're not just giving them a tool, you are rewiring the entire relationship. In an instant, you've established trust, you've proven you're competent, and in that moment, the user's own self-perception shifts from being a skeptic to a satisfied customer. This makes it so much easier and more natural to ask for the next bigger commitment, like a sale.
And all of this ties into a deep-seated human instinct: reciprocity. When someone gives you something of genuine value with no strings attached, it creates this subtle but powerful psychological urge to give something back. By delivering a real solution first, you instantly change your identity in their mind. You're no longer a salesperson trying to take something, you're a competent helper who has already given. That makes them way more receptive to your offer when it comes.
All right, so we've covered the why, the theory, the history, all of the psychology. Now, let's get down to the how. It's time to translate all this into a practical, actionable blueprint you can use to start building your own viral micro product, like right now.
It really boils down to these 3 simple steps. First, solve a single acute problem. Don't try to solve everything. Find one specific, nagging, painful issue your audience has and build a tool that fixes it instantly. Second, optimize for 0 friction, simple sign-up, instant delivery, and a time to value under 60 seconds. And third, engineer it to be shared. The result itself should be shareable: a quiz score, a personalized plan, a template, something that makes the user look smart or helps out a friend.
This table just puts the whole strategic shift in perfect focus. Look at the difference. The goal is no longer to educate broadly, but to solve acutely. The format changes from a passive ebook to an active tool. The time to value plummets from hours down to under a minute. And maybe most importantly, the feeling for the user goes from "this is work" to "this is a win." This isn't just a small tweak, it's a complete overhaul of the strategy.
Okay, let's bring this all home with the single most important idea that underpins this entire strategy. This is the final mindset shift, and honestly, it will change how you look at marketing forever.
Please remember this. At the top of your funnel, when you're trying to earn someone's attention for the first time, your biggest competition isn't another company. It's not the price of your product. It's the deep, universal fear of wasted time. The entire micro-product system is built to respect that fear and eliminate it from the very first interaction.
And that brings us to the final, crucial takeaway. The best marketing isn't about pushing people through a funnel with clever tricks. It's about pulling them towards you by engineering a moment of pure satisfaction and relief. It's about creating something so useful that it stops feeling like marketing at all. Because when you solve a real painful problem for someone, right now, they don't just become a lead, they become your biggest fan.